just here to talk about something that just happened like within an hour ago, and which emphasizes why I think knowing when to shut up is an underrated skill, an underrated superpower, if you will. So, and this is an epiphany that I did not have very early in life, unfortunately. I think a lot of people do think this way, but just simply put, knowing when to shut up is as important as knowing when to speak up. And this isn't, and I'll give you like actual steps to actually decide if you really need to speak up, because to be honest, I don't think a lot of people really want to even listen to you. They just want to listen to their truth just from your mouth. And once you understand that, it really, it just, you just don't get into so much confrontation. But people say like, yeah, you need to confront people more, you really need to um make sure that you are heard and all that. But that comes at a price which might really not, aid you in any way. And this is because have had like 3 4 like huge misfortunes in my life, which is like, bad experiences. And then I realized 90% of them is because I did not just shut up. If I would have shut up, I think all this three things wouldn't have happened. All right, and that is why I'm like, hey, this is getting somewhere, because I'm a yapper. Okay, you know me. I yap. I like to yap a lot. And when I was younger, there used to be this King Solomon who used to be like, yeah, you need to tame your tongue, or you need to shut up. And I did not know, because I do have a lot of things that I really want to share with the world, and that is good. I think we need to differentiate between actually being a yapper versus should I really yap on this given the social circumstances. And so why I came to this realization was because usually I'm a person who engages with rage bait a lot, usually because I've had too much of time on my hands. And today there was this one person in this art and literature group who's trying to rage bait. Okay, I know that it's a rage bait. It's a Reddit post which has nothing to do with art and literature, which is more of a ethical dilemma. I wouldn't be telling what it was, because hey, I know where people be judging. But in my opinion, it see into the if you take it from a zoom or from a world perspective, I think people would take my side. But then given the area and the social geographical constraints that I am in, I know that people take the opposite side of the issue. They don't see it through my lens, and I know that I cannot change it because it's systemic, it's cultural. I know that it's not going to change anything. So in that instance, it's a Reddit post which was detailing that. And then this person who sent this was like, oh, this is why you shouldn't open Reddit at night. First I actually opened it thinking that it's some fun paranormal creepy pasta thing, because I miss those, not gonna lie. But then it was more of an ethical dilemma thing. And in my opinion, it's not even a dilemma. Like, what that person, what OP did was not wrong. I mean, it had a little bit of leeway, but I think OP was being bashed for nothing they did. Like, I mean, they did something, but it's not wrong, is what I'm saying. It's not being an asshole, according to the post, even. And I knew, like, hey, when I saw this in the group in the morning, I was like, should I engage? Because usually I would be like, oh my god, I would have thrown hands. Then I was like, do people in this group even value my opinion? The answer was no. Then I was like, why have I come to the realization this late that they don't really value my opinion? And then I realized it's because I've literally texted so much, or like I've tried to put my words across. And mind you, this is not nothing to do with this moral failing or whatever. This whole thing doesn't have anything to do with that. It is more of, for a long time I'm just trying to see things, and I realize, okay, I'm being ignored. I'm not really given the effort that I'm putting in. And then this is of late, so I'm like, hey, you know what, might be good to sort of pull back a little bit, not gonna lie. And that is when I realized, hey, you know what, actually that's actually a good skill. And I realized knowing when to shut up is a superpower. So these are the circumstances under which you have to like sort of shut up. All right, hopefully, I mean, no one's a saint, we're gonna make mistakes. So first thing is, maybe don't swear. you know I think I get it. Okay, people who like swearing, including me. Hey, it's passion, it's emphasis. But I know like a lot of people don't be thinking that way, and you will just get into trouble. So don't swear in like a new setting, or not even like a new setting. Don't swear outside of your friends. I guess even within your friends you shouldn't, because some of the friends out there be all, they be ready to stab you in the back anytime. So take it with a grain of salt. And the second thing is, be careful while dealing with anyone who's in a higher position of power than you, meaning it could be teachers, professors, your boss. I don't know, I haven't worked yet. All of these people, don't tell them what you actually feel, or like what you actually want. Tell them what they want to hear. And this is a skill that you will get in, like, I'm not necessarily saying flattery, because people will find out if you're being just a plain old flatterer with actual no genuine concern. So it could work in on like really shallow people, but on the long term you need to be, it's not about that. Don't go picking up fights with people who are in higher authority. Don't take the opposite side. And I'll know, okay, I know it feels so nice. It feels it's an addiction to sort of debate with people, just because I'm one of those people. I would just, if you're telling, hey, yeah, elephant is my favorite animal, I would just say elephant sucks just to screw with you. And then I realize, hey, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do that. I wouldn't have any friends if I keep doing this. So that is one thing. And third thing is, based on moral and ethical issues, here is what I think. Okay, morally right to that situation, even if you don't think it is whatever the majority is going along with. I know, I know, it's a horrible take, okay, but this is not you failing as a moral person, but this is trying to blend in with the crowd as much as possible, because otherwise you will have allegations, you'll have things thrown at you that you don't want. Okay, trust me on this, trust me on this. And I think that's three things. Huh. And fourth thing is like, yeah, sure, venting. Let me make sure, okay, 90% of the people that I've come across, that's the fourth thing, okay, by the way, 90% of the people that I have come across who talk to me, who open up to me, I know that if I open up to them, they be spilling my tea to someone else, okay, because they're doing that to me. And the people be telling me stuff, because I don't be telling that outside. I don't add the dirty laundry outside. But I know for a fact, some people out there, y'all, they just be waiting for you to slip up, okay. And this is not me being like cynical. This is just what I've observed. And knowing who to trust, like, hey, see, but you can trust me, like, I'm not even flexing. It's like, I have no need of telling your secrets to someone else, because I think like loyalty and honesty and those things are one of my top priorities. I value them a lot, but a lot of people don't, and you need to know that. And I know that you probably have, if you're one of the 90% of people, you probably have told people about someone else too. So hey, that's okay, that's like, gossip. Maybe don't do that. But also, you can gossip without telling people's names, okay, by the way. That's not gossip, that's information. That is the fourth thing. So don't really talk about other people to other people, because yeah, that's gonna come to bite you in the back. And fourth, the last thing, the fifth thing is, okay, yeah, these things are like, this is the fifth thing is very, very important. Even if they're your friend, even if they're your family, you need to first find out if this is a person who would take your comments defensively, or who would really just actually listen out to you. And you would know that, okay. Test them with like smaller stuff, not like, don't go like right in with whatever they did wrong, they're going to be defensive, all right. It's more like they might have done something small which is wrong, which is like, maybe they left the light on. Maybe not that much. Okay, maybe they forgot something that they said they wouldn't forget or something, and then you confront them about that. You confront them about a smaller thing before escalating to a bigger thing. You might have a completely different issue, okay. Maybe they're being disrespectful to you, they're not really listening out. But you need to start at a smaller level, which will give you a decision of whether they will actually listen to you or if they will not. And once you realize that, okay, this person is not going to listen to me no matter what the issue, they're always going to be on their defense, and they're not going to really hear me out, and they're not going to try to come to a proper communicative decision at the end, a conclusion, that time it is better for you to just shut up and play along. And what do I mean by play along is, give them what they want, without like, obviously don't burn yourself out doing that. It's more like, okay, avoid them obviously a little bit, because they don't really respect you much as a person. They don't really, I mean, they do, but I think they're just not at the level yet where they can actually be mature enough to have conversations with you, communicate with you without turning it into a fight. And when it comes to that point, I think you should just give them space. You should do their own thing. You should find people who are more open communicatively. And to be honest, that's very few people, honestly, because I know so many people, like, they say that, yeah, I want to communicate, communication is the key. But once you try to bring up an issue, an actual issue, and it's not just us like picking out stuff for no reason. Not me in my debate mode, like an actual hurtful thing that has happened to me, and then they try to push it under the rug. Because, and mind you, I wasn't even being offensive about it. It was like, yeah. And they yeah, they're not gonna listen, okay? And you can't change that. No matter how much you say, that's nothing is going to change that. You cannot change people's perception unless they want to change. You cannot change people until they want to be changed. And this happens to anything, even with like giving advice. Okay, I think the sixth one should be like giving unsolicited you know that thing. Unsolicited advice. And because unsolicited advice is more like it's coming from a place of good intention, sure, but they would think like it's like nagging. And don't give advice unless they ask for it, you know. And I think that's fine. I mean, you could think it, okay? And that's the thing, okay? How do you shut up instead of like just telling everyone? Imagine that in your head, okay? Don't go to ChatGPT and debate to ChatGPT and all, okay? It's more like think about it. Okay, is this thing that I'm about to say gonna make the situation better or worse? If it's gonna make it worse, don't do it unless the payoff is good. If it's like a debate and you know, even though it's like morally wrong, the stand that you're taking, but money is there, it means you can do it, you know. Just say, yeah, we should cut trees, you know, who cares? For 2k you can tell that, you can fight against it even though you don't really believe it. But unless in like all these small fights, don't keep doing it, because you'll get this reputation of a difficult person. And I think I already have that, bro. I think I should try to get rid of it. I guess that's it. I think that is why I'm saying like knowing when to shut up is such a underrated superpower. And I think it has a lot of nuance to it. And I hope whoever watches this video, including me, we realize, okay, not everything needs to be talked about, and not everything needs to be shared. And it's okay, because people are judgmental. That has nothing to do with who you are as a person. And your life, your decisions, your ethical values and all, yeah, sure, I mean, that's definitely an extreme. You need to be like a good person, but what is, you know, you need to be secure in your point of view, and don't shove it down other people's throats, is what I'm saying. Because I mean, you have to influence them slightly, but not like, you know, shoving it down other people's throat, it's just gonna make you unlikable, and we don't want that. Okay, we want to be liked. Yeah. If it's if it's if it's a momentary feeling of winning over versus being likable, choose being likable. All right, I guess that's it for today. Bye.